with Purdue faithful. They have all poured down from the Midwest. Fletcher Lawyer couldn't finish. Trey Kaufman, C.J. Cox. It was the X factor for Purdue last night on an evening where Braden Smith struggled to score it. Cox had a season-high 18 points, 4 trays. The 7'4" center didn't play much last night. Petty and horseshoes off the rim. Watts in among the trees, grabs a second effort. Atwell, you bet.
Shooter.
7 of Purdue's first 13, courtesy of C.J. Cox. Top in. Finds Atwell on a sidestep. He launches, and he missed this one off the back iron. Purdue wants to push. Some ridiculous offensive efficiency numbers early in the season for Matt Painter's club as Smith's free throw crawls out. Game. The former Boilermaker Miles Colvin hitting a buzzer beater to help beat Memphis for Wake Forest earlier tonight. It stays here with Purdue off the block shot. The shot clock didn't reset. Meyer has to step back and hoist, and he puts it in. Finds its way back to top, and the double comes again. Atwell lets it fly. His first miss off the back rim. And
still in.
Oh, it may have hit Venter's leg on the way back down.
Yeah.
Graham McCaslin electing not to challenge. Lawyer has it knocked away. Atwell to steal. He'll let it fly. And missed his last 2 after connecting on his first 3. Braden Smith skips it. Lawyer. Trey Kaufman-Renn, a second.
Another example of a bench player coming in and giving a big boost offensively. You just can't rest on the defensive end.
And this is a terrific all-around effort. Atwell can't silence the crowd.
Free throw line only 66%.
It doesn't happen very often. Double figures for Trey Kaufman-Renn. Donovan Atwell comes up short. Long rebound. And a collision finally taken by Purdue. The hustle from Trey Kaufman-Renn. That's why they love him up in West Lafayette. Lawyer. Second night of a back-to-back. Texas Tech fought to the very end. 1-point win over Wake Forest last night. Purdue has just been a few steps quicker in this game.
Yeah, and look at all the movement from the players. That first part of that offensive set, 4 guys were moving. Whoever had the ball was looking to pass and get a teammate a basket.
And a tough couple shooting nights for LaJuan Watts, who was terrific last year at Washington State. Atwell will keep shooting, and he missed again.
He's only had 1 season where he hasn't collected 20 or more wins. The Red Raiders have already reached that plateau this season. Catch and release, Jizzle James for 3.
By Miller, they can really cause problems for you.
Miller averaging 14 and 10 a game and 31.5 minutes played per game. And he's helped stake Cincinnati to an early 6-point lead on the road. James 2 for 2 from 3 for Jizzle James. He went 1 for 4 from 3 in Kansas at Allen Fieldhouse. Before that, he was 13 for his last 20, though. First shot of the game, Donovan Atwell, and the follow.
Their whole system and sees what gets them to success because they're masterminds.
There's a turnover. They're 6 for 6 to start. Here's the freshman Petty. Pulls up. Gets his own miss. Atwell for 3. Got it. Here we go. 6 Big 12 teams in the top 25 currently. With Texas Tech checking in at number 16. Jizzle. Good catch by John. Falls down. Freshman too strong. And back come the Red Raiders. Watts showing good patience. Now that one doesn't take him long. Cincinnati. And a chance for Tech to open up their largest lead of this contest. Under a minute to go. Clock. 8 on the timer. John. Quick release. Celestine had it blocked with 3 seconds left. Here's Atwell. Oh! For how effective he is in that. Atwell catch and release. In and out. You expect every one of those to go down. Now Anderson. 2-point range. No. The follow. No good. The coverage at 7 Eastern on ESPN. A rare miss from the free throw line for the Red Raiders, but they get it back in a fresh 20. Here's a Quinto. Dribble handoff to Atwell. Pocket pass.
No way in the world you should be that low.
That 2 off the mark from Jizzle James. The lead is 14. Baseline jumper, no. Rebound from Chop.
I mean, that is what LaJuan Watts can do for this Texas Tech team. We just haven't seen it enough.
Look at the effort. And Anderson pays it off. Close games out. But now they're going to have to claw themselves back into this one. Atwell hesitated and didn't hit. Offense. This game's been called a lot tighter in the second half than it was in the first half. Atwell left alone. He won't miss twice in a row. Break off the handle and keep watching ESPN2 all night. Christian Anderson, how about this? Only A.J. DeBonsa and his teammate.
But he can't afford to have an off night without topping.
And I don't blame him, but he wants those 3 more assists.
Yeah.
Celestine with the 3.
He'll take that shot all day long from alone as opposed to him playing bully ball and getting offensive rebounds.
But the former NAIA All-American, Toppin turns it over, and it is Malone who scoops it up. Progress bumped, unaltered, and delivers. He wanted the contact, wanted the foul call. It's 7 quick ones for Hargress.
And we talked to Tad Boyle, and what did he say? Push the tempo. They want to get the ball up and down the score. They're having almost 87 points a game, and they know that Texas Tech is shorthanded. We're playing a mile high in Denver. We want to take advantage of it, hope they're winded. That's right there again, another offensive rebound.
Lead to the open Atwell shot off the mark.
Don't want to have a steady diet of that, because Texas Tech can really hurt you if you allow them to continue to get extra shots.
Excellent hands by Atwell to knock the basketball.
Yes, that's right.
He can rebound with the best of them. Averaging a double-double, 21 points and 11 rebounds. And look at those bunnies to get up to catch that one.
The pass.
Anderson sets it up. Ryan, Cash.
Man, they have been looking for 1 year to the next, and he's really done it at a high level. Really did a good job with injuries. But what he did against Duke, there's no question he's one of the best players in the country.
Fade away, baseline J, the friendly roll.
As I said before, that's great for them.
That's what you call high volume 3-point shooter. And here comes Texas Tech. Transition, a team that averages 84 points a game. Another corner 3, Atwell no. Rebound volleyed and vacuumed in by Dak.
Atwell can knock that shot down, particularly from the corner as a foul on him. But now they have to go to the next level, Toppin and Christian Anderson, and lead this program. And they've been doing a tremendous job. He was really, really, really cool to talk to. And you know what he said? He loved that win against Duke.
Yeah, he watched those highlights over and over. And I would too, absolutely. You pull off the comeback against the previously unbeaten team.
The guys that are playing are just terrific scorers.
With Anderson and Toppin both near the top of the conference in minutes played. Quick release, Atwell. And McKaylee gets the rebound.
Yeah, tough shot, but again, one thing they did well, the 3-point shot went up. They didn't give him a second shot.
9-point deficit, Colorado. Sanders on the sideline.
Drive and kick. Crowd, it's a crowd in there for a reason. They all came to the party, and you got to get back on defense. Another freshman,
in that game.
Yeah, I was going to say another freshman. A lot of people aren't talking enough about.
Toppin regathers. He has a double-double. That is his 10th rebound.
Can't do that.
You left open Atwell. How do you do it?
Young team, as you referenced before, but they're playing one of the dogs in the league in Texas Tech. They get after you.
7 ranked teams in the Big 12 in the most recent AP poll. Slapped away.
Hit the reset button, went out and did a great job recruiting. Got some really good freshmen. Ronchik and Dak, they improved, and bring it in again.
Coach Boyle went into his roster-building philosophy in this day and age with us in the pregame. Missed layup in transition for Anderson, but a great rebound by Atwell to save possession. Is open for 3. Watts, wow! We mentioned Anderson and Toppin, Atwell as well. Watts wants 3. Well short, but of course it's Atwell.
That.
The Young Buffs.
That's a foul. He plays that Darion Williams role last year, and he might be just an effective offensive player.
Digs down.
Just give them an extra body inside, and with Toppin. If you're going to attack Texas Tech, you have to get Toppin in foul trouble. And if they don't have an answer, that's what this young man can do.
Isaiah Johnson knifes inside.
It's really crafty for a kid his age. Credit being around his dad and around him training guys like LeBron James. Away the dunk down, and you left Petty, a very dangerous shooter, wide open.
So many options of how to attack a defense.
Really good job coaching offense by the Red Raiders. Wow. Well, there you go.
You know, the NBA players were there. And
it's good to know friends, right?
Yeah,
it's good. That's why I know you. I mean,
you're the one who can get me into all kinds of doors. I can't help you at all in that category. Corner 3, Atwell from the corner. And it's off.
I always talk about you draw the X's on offense, but the question is, what can the X's do, right? And unfortunately, Sanders is not a three-point shooter, so they'd much rather take Johnson away.
Anderson stops the dribble, leaves Atwell off the mark. Rebound hit by Toppin, can't get it to go.
Toppin just seems like he's always getting his hands on the ball. This kid right here, transition, he's pretty good for his size.
Kind of a do-it-all play.
Great job of finding some mismatches, getting some movement, putting guys in position to score. McKay, a great cutter.
Atwell quiets the crowd. The big-time 3 for Texas Tech. They'd gone over 2 minutes without a bucket.
Tough one right. That ball found him. Grant McCaskill can't be happy. The one most dangerous guy making threes.
All 17 points for Johnson have come in half 2. Atwell, you left them open again. Watts hands. Atwell as Watts rolls. Shot clock down to 5. Has to be Anderson. Bumped in the air. There's no whistle. Shot clock does not reset. Atwell gets loose again.
Going bully ball.
Watts seeing double. Trying to keep the pivot. He might have switched it, but threw it away anyway. Johnson, who's had a monster second half. Euro. No. Here is Toppin.
And put 2 on the ball.
Air ball, which does not reset the shot clock. It's down to 2. It has to be Petty. He gets rid of it and delivers.
Really good job on him.
Colorado has upped it defensively in these games last 7 minutes. But Atwell gets loose again. Can't make 3, number 6.
That's basketball going up top, Mr. Toppin.
Johnson, front iron it off. 11 seconds left, down 2.
Try the ball.
They were down as many as 24. 6 seconds. This is Johnson, he's doubled. Has to be Hargress for the win. Off right, and that
stripes 22 times. They knocked down 19 of them. The other one, I just mentioned that about Tucson. Number 1 team in the country entering this week. Can't look ahead. They just lost, talking about the Arizona Wildcats in Lawrence. So don't you know they'll be in a great mood come and shoots about 6 free throws on average a game, which is top 20 free throw rate in the country. He's just elite in transition.
Double team on top, and there's Tyree Bryant. Atwell's left alone in front of that Buffalo bench. Little strong off the right. Back up top, Lawan Watts and the Red Raiders will try and set up the offense. Donovan Atwell, 3 on the way is good. Over. to swat that one, got his hand on it.
You're going to set a school record for block shots. You don't mess around and yeah, that's block number 6 already.
How about that look with JT Toppin up top with the basketball. Atwell's 3 off down of Houston knocks that one down.
Well, that's a good job by Coach Boyle. He kind of called that trap out of that last dead ball and threw a little hiccup at you, and you didn't handle it well. It equals a transition 3.
So this is what will happen if you do that. Donovan Atwell makes you up. 3-pointer not good. Kaylee gets it. Another 20 seconds for Colorado. Johnson, Hargress, Ron Cheek, McKaylee, and Inman. Johnson sees a lane, got tripped up inside.
And it ends up in a scramble 3-point shot by Jalen Petty.
Red Raiders extend their lead as they make good on their 6th 3 of the first half. That's stolen
for the majority of the season, but they've since switched that up, and here comes the double team again.
Well, that is a dangerous thing to leave Donovan Atwell in the corner, even double teaming Christian Anderson out front, but that. Oh, Anderson thought about it. Here's Atwell. Jalen Petty got around Johnson. Oh, good look for Donovan Atwell, and it's right through the far side, but Red Raiders right there to not let him fire up a 3-pointer. 8 on the shot clock. Hargress. Here's Dak back up top to Hargress. Had just 2 in the first half. 3 on the way is short. It's an air ball.
Yeah, and as things settle in, because clearly Coach McCaslin's team has gone to the locker room and said, hey, remember that kid that unofficially visited us back in June of 2024 named Ian Inman? He's making a lot of threes. No more. Red light. And so, you know, somebody like Hargress is going to have to really step up here in the second half.
LaJuan Watts backdoor. Jalen Petty can't get the shot off because of Dak, but guess who can?
Can deal with that low post threat when you've got 2 of them. Yeah,
Arizona's going to be. Buffs waste no time in transition, but Inman's pinned up on the right side. Texas Tech. Van Boye's got a shorter defender in Sanders, but his shot was no gears. Yeah,
they're just kind of jawing at each other, but it started back in the gamesmanship at the free throw line when they're kind of switching places. Getting a little feisty on a Wednesday night. Everybody's supposed to be either in the arena or at church, and here we are smack talking each other, right?
Smackdown.
Yeah, that's right. That would class, but that is just Christian Anderson just orchestrating it beautifully.
Another assist for Anderson, who's got 6. Hargress' 3-pointer rims out. First bucket of the night for Tyree Bryan, senior out of Orlando, Florida. Hargress trying to find an opening, does get around Donovan Atwell, but inside can't finish. The Red Raiders come the other direction. Christian Anderson still getting double team, but now one-on-one against Isaiah Johnson. Back up top, Donovan Atwell, 5 of 8 on threes tonight.
Yeah, he cut the ball on. He got against 2 of the best teams.
Made 4 of their last 5 field goal attempts. Well, back to JT Toppin. Look out inside Hargress. He's not going to stop that. And Toppin scores again.
A sure thing these days.
Anderson trying to set up the offense. 4 on the shot clock. Trying to spin move up top. Atwell, long 3 deflected by Ron Cheek. Red Raiders shot clock violation.
And Grant McCaslin is still coaching.
Yeah, that doesn't change.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Ron Cheek against Bomboye up top outside that 3-point line to Holland. Now Johnson, he can get the shot off in a hurry. Hit the front iron. Mosley corrals that missed shot. The Red Raiders back on offense as we have gone under 5 minutes to play.
Yeah, so these next several weeks, obviously you're still in the midst of the conference race. You're 2 games back of Arizona and Houston. Yeah, Donovan Atwell again, hold it up.
3, he's a good passer as well. Texas Tech depleted in the front court. A number of injuries. Toppin is really their only true size and shot blocker, but a good.
It's really hard to help on those kind of drives when the ball moves.
Duke this year has been a very good offensive team and a sensational defensive team. To the Elite Eight last year before they lost a close game to the eventual national champions, the Florida Gators. Wide open three, and Dame Sarr, who has been struggling this season, no longer a starter for this Duke team, but still a player with a lot of upside. He knocks down a long jumper.
Well, anytime Boozer gets double teamed, and he did right there, Duke wants to pass out of it, but how you beat a double team is pass out of it twice. And that's what they did to get it to Sarr.
Sarr very active defensively as well. Open three for Donovan. Atwell won't go. He is a really good three-point shooter.
The double-double, 15 points, 10 rebounds. He can play.
He's got a lot of game. He can pass out of the post as well. The big guys on both teams, good passers. There's Boozer finding Sarr, and way short
on the way down, or the bench.
So 2 free throws for Atwell.
And John Shire obviously upset with Dame Sarr just for taking away the momentum of that three.
Against Northern Colorado on Tuesday. Sarr.
Rebound opportunities.
Caden Boozer. Evans puts up a three. And a good job by Horner to hold off Brown and come down with the rebound.
But Brown almost got a hand on that one.
Anderson the drive, lost it, knocked away from behind. Was that Brown again?
Might have been.
Harris inside, and he'll hit.
Which, Lawan Watts, his eyes just get bigger.
Well, if they can get a score and a stop, given that they played without Top in the last few minutes, Trent McCaslin might feel okay about things heading into halftime.
That would definitely stop the bleeding.
Anderson can't get by Caden Boozer. Good defense. Atwell inside. Horner reverses it up and in over Boozer. This in the Big 12, they're going to have to deal with Arizona and Houston and Iowa State and BYU and Kansas and others. Evans misses the three. Gumbo. Can they get Anderson going at the offensive end? Top in one-on-one with Gumbo. Atwell short on the three. Rebound Evans.
And he's only averaging about 6 points per game. Doesn't take a lot of shots. He's shooting about 75% from the field, but he's such a valuable piece because of his defensive versatility and really defensive brilliance. Couldn't see the basket.
Boy, ask anybody in the Duke program about Malik Brown. He offers so much more value than the numbers would indicate. Cam Boozer to a cutting Sarr.
That little step back, really the only space he's been able to create in the first 27 minutes of this game.
Sarr's hit 3 of them already tonight, not this time. And Watts the rebound.
That's a heck of a box out by Lawan Watts on Malik Brown.
Watts chosen preseason as the Big 12 newcomer of the year. There's a foul by Darren Harris. Anderson gets a couple of screens. Short on the three. Evans the rebound. Fouled by. Misses the throw.
Situations.
Keeping them within striking range. Down by 6, 7.5 to go. Boozer. Long strides into the paint and a chance. Playing a 6'5" freshman in Nolan Groves, who does not play very much. And not only is he playing big minutes, he's guarding Cam Boozer every time down the floor. Harris forces up a three. And in the way that this game has developed. 2:45 to go. 5 on the shot clock. Foster spinning into the paint. And they do not get it off.
possessions than the other team, and forcing turnovers is the biggest way that Coach Otzelberger feels they can do that, as Lipsy misses them both. Tip back out by Buchanan. Momcilovic, no. Tapped around, and it belongs. Raiders with an early 5-point lead already.
And Jalen Petty at 6'1" already has, what, 3 rebounds? I mean, he does a great job on the glass. A really good guard rebound. He had 9 rebounds against Iowa State at Hilton.
Donovan Atwell.
Bamboye, excellent.
And then Watts has it taken away from Lipsy, but falling out of bounds. Gave it back to him. Watts for 3. Is a group that understands everybody just has to do his job. Sometimes you're playing a little bit out of position, playing against bigger guys. Mosley's really been a help to this team.
Texas Tech really keeps the floor spread.
Atwell smothered by Jefferson. And Jefferson will Tech without J.T. Toppin, went into Hilton Coliseum and it came out with a win. And T.J. Otzelberger, as now Iowa State forces a turnover. Jamarian Bateman with a full head of steam, but got blocked at the rim before the game. In that matchup a couple of weeks ago in Ames, he thought Texas Tech had the better energy, the better spirit, all of those kinds of things. He is really hoping his team can match that here today, but the Red Raiders are winning that battle so far. There's a big shot from the corner as Lipsy hits a 3.
Good little screen by Blake Buchanan to help Lipsy get a little bit of extra time.
Anderson slips and recovers. You can hear the Iowa State fans now coming to life. They appear to be the majority, although Texas Tech is always well represented as well.
Anderson got a switch, Buchanan on him.
Anderson the kick. Atwell, not this time. And leads all scorers with 9. That one turned over. Anderson with a chance to run. Open man is Atwell. And that's a break for Iowa State. He does not miss many open threes.
What a find in transition.
Anderson just went flying. Momcilovic misses the 3, play to the rebound. Jefferson threads the needle to Heisey, but it won't go in for him. And then Lipsy steps go, exchanging the lead. Anderson dumped it off to Petty. Shot fake Watts. Atwell. Around and out. Rebound. Well, they were so thin at times earlier in the season. Bamboye was out. Mosley was out. There were many practices where they couldn't even go 5-on-5, and Grant McCaslin didn't know how many got. Good D by Bateman. Petty trying to shake him. Anderson double. Open man. Atwell. Count it.
How does
much these days because he has been in a prolonged slump. Momcilovic, no, and it's been a very quiet game for Milan Momcilovic. 1 for 6, 2 points. Nice feed, and there's a reverse for Torrey.
Wasn't even a back screen, but Donovan Atwell went over the top of Jefferson, and Torrey wide open under the basket.
First points for Torrey and largest lead for Iowa State. Anderson, that's deflected. Atwell, a big 3 for Donovan Atwell.
This pressure that Iowa State is putting on defensively, and that just wears you down over the course of the game.
Iowa State has outscored Texas Tech 20-6 in the second half. Great effort by Anderson.
And even when Tech has gotten some drives to the basket, Lawan Watts had one early. They're unable to finish around the rim.
Lipsy for 3. Yes.
Well, a beautiful effort in this second half from Iowa State. It's been one shot and out, one challenge shot and out for Texas Tech.
Momcilovic in and out, and that's their first miss. Plata lays it in.
Draws the defender and then just drops it off the Plata. Beautiful left-hand finish by Dominicus Plata.
How about Jefferson? 16 points, 13 rebounds, and 6.
Last Saturday. There's Lawan Watts, 3 in red. Out to Donovan Atwell, a 3-point specialist, but he's off the mark. And Themis Fulks, talk about point guards, he's as good as it gets. Anderson working on Stillwell. This is a mismatch. Another three from the lefty Atwell, and he's 0 for 2 in the early going.
And that's a good decision right there by folks. Off the pick and roll, 2 went with Bowl. Stillwell popped open, and he just does a good job time and time again making the right decision.
Atwell finals it a little more than Folks, but their numbers are eerily similar. On the season coming in, Folks 144 assists and only 59 turnovers. Anderson 149 and 60. There's a rebound from out 20 minutes from here. He's now 10 points shy of 1,000 in his career. Chris Johnson out to Folks. High off the glass. And working on Watts. Forced it up, no good. Another rebound for Toppin. JT's got 6 points, 2 boards. And Atwell has his second, something new every time you sit next to him.
Science was not my best subject.
Christian Anderson cans them both. He has 7 for the Red Raiders. We are tied. A year ago, Lawan Watts out of the timeout. Tech's on a 14-4 run. They've made their last 5 field goals. First lead since it was 2-0. Johnny Dawkins brought Themis Folks and Jermichael Stillwell over to Orlando. Both played at Milwaukee last season. There's Folks again. The tap back by Toppin to Anderson. Red Raiders down 5, 2:24 to go. Now they're down 3. JT Toppin has 8.
Anderson is so good at that pocket pass right there. You come off the pick and roll and you just literally drop it off to JT Toppin immediately and let him do the work.
Burks, nice drive by Jordan Burks. He has 9. Both of these teams have defense in their DNA, King, but both offenses are showing out so far in the first half. Atwell, a rare 2-pointer for him, and Donovan out by 5 on the 11th ranked team in the country. Counting down to 1 minute to go in the first half. Here's Atwell, his 3rd 3 of the afternoon.
Actually guarding a guy like Christian Anderson, so bad spacing right there, and Christian Anderson does not need to settle in that moment.
Here's Folks, 10 points, 7 dimes. Burks led him with 11 in the first half, but he missed that one there. Atwell, top of the key, off the mark that time. Chris Johnson, now Folks on the wing. Stillwell through the double team, no, but Burks.
Anderson says, hey, I got this. Logo shot.
Grant McCaslin says, I have 100% trust in him. He makes all the right plays all the time. But Folks!
Especially with Kugel not feeling 100%, well, Jordan Burks has answered that call.
Atwell, bounce pass, and the finish by Mosley.
And I love this addition of Josiah Mosley. I think he's going to be so great for this Texas Tech team. I mean, Grant McCaslin raves about how strong he is and how physical he is. So you insert him in a game like this, where you're getting dominated on the glass to try to help with that.
Kugel off the mark. Like he was shot out of a cannon, gets 2.
You see the end-to-end speed right there by Jalen Petty. I like it.
Out for the All-American.
Look who caused that play. Josiah Mosley flying in, getting the tip on the basketball.
Burks. The follow by Jermichael Stillwell.
When Christian Anderson gets those bigs on him on the perimeter, you can tell one of the messages to him was attack, do not settle.
Counting down to 3 minutes to go in regulation. UCF, 5 on the timer. Johnson throws it out. Folks gonna have to heave from the logo. It goes out of bounds. Texas back by Riley Kugel. That was a golden opportunity missed from Texas Tech. Stillwell left alone. He thought better of it. with 5 to shoot. Fulks does! Clutch!
Shot it in over Toppin a moment ago. 10 now for the Cowboys to shoot. Walker against Atwell inside. Bamboye got in his way.
A lot like that if you try to continue the one-on-one scenario, and I think JT willing to live with it. I think they'll give him the three-point shots, which they gave him the previous possession.
Walker a fade away from the free. Saudi off the bench for Wyoming. 7 on the shot clock for the Cowboys. Here's Walker defended by Atwell, trying to find a way to get a shot off at the free throw line. In and out, no good. Tipped around, taken by the Cowboys.
And that's what they do. Offensive rebound, average over 10 a game. You're good at what you emphasize, and that is certainly one of the main pillars of the identity of the Wyoming program under Coach Wicks.
Meyer missing with Leon Horner in his face, and Atwell across the timeline. Red Raiders by 2. Look inside by Bamboye, wanted Watts, but threw it away, and all the way is Harako. Laid it up and gets the roll.
Yeah, transition opportunity.
Tied.
Yeah, and you're trying that interior passing, and just a bit too late.
Couple of turnovers by McCaslin's team. Here's Watts in the lane, can't get the shot he wants. Atwell rarely inside the 3. Christian Anderson, but beat him to the basketball. Now going to try to drive inside, but stopped by Bamboye and threw it away, and Atwell can't.
And this is when you don't have Luke Bamboye in the game, you just miss a rim protector. JT Toppin gets pulled away, and just nobody there to stop that.
Scores at 6-10. Here's Atwell, steps back behind that line. He's off the back iron. Offensive rebound by Toppin.
Exactly, 57% from the field. So how about that? That's about to change shortly, but 6-point lead for Texas Tech, and now the Red Raiders
on that Wyoming squad out of France. Oh, Walker's got a wide open look from 3 off the front of the rim and taken away by Anderson. The Cowboys.
Yeah, he could score. 3-level guy.
He's been in double figures in their last 4 games. Oh, Atwell's got a look from outside the arc. Quick shot goes up, not there.
Displeased with the shot selection there, but when you're so good at the other things, go ahead. We'll let you shoot a few of those. But that's just one aspect that I know the next.
Walker got tripped up a bit. Red Raiders committed 5 in the first half and 2 here in the first 1:09 of the second half. Well, Walker got away from Atwell at the free throw line. His jumper's a little bit short.
Atwell kind of hurry it. Maybe Christian kind of hurried that one a little bit. Just because you know they're coming. It's not what they want.
It's the Cowboys that come away with a loose ball after the miss. Tie game at 39 all. Bennett goes underneath the rim, gets it out there to Walker. His shot is offline. Still tied at 37. Or 39, rather. Oh, Walker got around Atwell, lays it off the glass and in. Walker's been very active today.
Yeah, no help defense. Slide over to get that stopped.
Brady's going to go to JT Toppin, let him back down the freshman. Harako helps some, but not enough. Here's Leon Horner outside the 3-point arc. And now Lawan Watts is going to try to get inside. Jump hook is off the front iron. And Wyoming's got the double figures with JT Toppin. Rojas off the bench for the Cowboys. He's got it in the corner. Here comes the 3-point attempt. It's no good. Leon,
a big part of trying to get it going.
Had the jump hook inside for the bucket, then the pass.
And almost needs to have a bit more of a selfish component about his game on the offensive end. And like right now, being intentional about making some plays. And
Brent McCaslin would want him to play defense. Rojas steps back, thought about it for a moment. His 3 is good. That'll even. Lane's got Toppin there to stop him. Now what to do with the basketball. Can't find a teammate, finally finds Meyer. Here's a three-pointer from him. Long range, Atwell's got the rebound. The Red Raiders quickly across the timeline. Here's Watts. Donovan Atwell has not made a three today until now. Here's good. Naz Meyer hit it.
Big time shot by Meyer.
Freshman out of Los Angeles. Gets the Cowboys within one. Atwell's got 1 3 today. That one's a bit short. Anderson's got a look. Walker was slow around the screen, but Anderson can't deliver the three.
Well, you just can't get one of those to fall. Brian had a look. Christian Anderson had a look.
Rojas drives inside. No one stops him. And here's Rojas. He's got Brian defending. Oh, long three is off the mark. Yeah, Christian has 4 assists and 2 rebounds to go with those 9 points. But he was your leading scorer the other night with 23. Here's Toppin. Atwell's got 5. Oh, he pushed off Walker. Gets a... And he's got 12 points now.
And yet what's interesting is this team in Champaign, Illinois, against the top 25 team in front of 15,000 people, played much different.
Anderson's across the timeline, picked up there. Atwell is out there with him.
Yeah, they're going to try to trap, but yeah, the foul not coming yet.
Oh, here's JT Toppin. Left-hander good. That may do